Welcome students. Today we shall learn modern periodic table. Now, atomic number as basis for modern periodic law. Magnitude of positive charge present in the nucleus of an atom was determined by Henry Moseley, an English physicist. Moseley used anodes of different metals in a discharge tube and subjected them to attack by cathode rays. He found that when cathode rays struck anodes of different metals, the wavelength of the rays produced change. The wavelength of these rays was found to decrease in a regular manner on changing the metal of the anode in order of their position in the periodic table. So, Moseley concluded that the number of positive charge present in the nucleus of an atom is the most fundamental property of an atom. So, the number of unit positive charge present in the nucleus of an atom of a particular element is called the atomic number of that element. Thus, Henry Moseley found that atomic number is a better fundamental property of element compared to atomic mass. This led to a modern periodic law called modern periodic law, which states that the properties, that is the physical and the chemical properties of the elements, are a periodic function of their atomic number. Remember, physical and the chemical properties of the element are a periodic function of their atomic number. Now, some of the anomalies of the Mendeleev periodic table was also explained by modern periodic table, like position of isotope. Since all isotopes of an element have the same number of protons, their atomic number is also the same. And since all isotopes of an element have the same atomic number, so they can be put at the same position in the periodic table. So, the controversial position of isotope in the Mendeleev periodic table was well explained by the modern periodic law. Moreover, position of argon and potassium. The atomic number of argon is 18 and its mass is 40, while the atomic number of potassium is 19 and its mass number is 39. Now, according to the modern periodic law, elements are arranged in increasing order of their atomic number. So, argon with its lower atomic number should come first and potassium with its higher atomic number should come later on. Let us explain the periodicity in the modern periodic table. This is one more clipping of periodic table, modern periodic table. Here you can see the various color is used to show the various types of elements. Okay. One more pic of periodic table. You can see the zigzag line which separates the metalloid from the metal. Now, let us discuss why the periodicity is observed. When elements are arranged according to increasing atomic number, those having an equal number of valence electron occur at a regular interval or period. And since the number of valence electrons of elements show periodicity, that is regular repetition. Chemical properties show corresponding periodicity. Clear? So when we talk about the periodicity, the main cause of periodicity, note down students, the main cause of periodicity is the same number of electrons in the outermost orbit, that is reoccurrence of similar electronic configuration. So what is the cause of periodicity? It is the recurrence of similar electronic configuration. Let us see the salient features of the modern periodic table. In the modern periodic table, elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic number in the form of a table having 7 horizontal rows of elements called the periods and 18 vertical rows of elements called the groups. Let us discuss about the periods. There are 7 horizontal rows in the modern periodic table, each called a period. The number of shells present in an atom determines its period, as is for example sodium, how many atomic what is atomic number? It is 11. So what is the configuration? It is 281. So it occupies 3 shell, so it belongs to third period. Is it clear? So the elements with electrons increasing in their outermost shell, that is one by one till an octet is obtained, are placed in the same period. The last element of each period has 8 electrons except the first period, that is helium, with 2 electrons. Now, when we talk about the first period, it contains only 2 elements with atomic number 1 and 2, that is hydrogen and helium. It is the shortest period. When we talk about the second period, it contains 8 elements with atomic number 3 to 10. This is the short period. When we talk about third period, it also contains 8 elements with atomic number 11 to 18, and it is also a short period. When we talk about fourth period, it contains 18 elements from atomic number 19 to 36, and this is the long period. When we talk about the fifth period, it also contains 18 elements with atomic number 37 to 34, and it is also a long period. When we talk about sixth period, it contains 32 elements with atomic number 55 to 86. It is the longest period. The seventh period, atomic number 87 and onwards, and yet it is an incomplete period. Okay. Now, when we see the periodic table, there is a group 3b, or we can simply say group number 3 of the sixth period. There is a set of elements with atomic number 57 to 71, that is from lanthanum to lutetium, beginning with lanthanum 57. These elements are known as the lanthanides, or we can also call it as the rare elements. Okay, rare earth elements. Now when we talk about group 3b, group number 3 of the seventh period, okay, there is a set of elements with atomic number 89 to 103, actinium to lawrencium, beginning with actinium 89. These elements are known as actinides, or we can also call it as radioactive elements. So basically there are 4 types of elements: representative elements, that is group 1, 2 and 13 to 17. Transition element group 3 to 12. Inner transition elements, that is lanthanides and actinides. And the fourth type of element is inert gas or noble gas, that is group 18. Once again, remember student, basically there are four types of elements. Representative elements, which constitute group number 1, 2 and from 13 to 17. Transition element group 3 to 12. Inner transition elements, that is lanthanides and actinides, which constitute 14 elements each. And inert gas or noble gas element, that is the group 18. Clear? Now let us talk about the groups. There are 18 groups of elements divided into 9 main groups. They are Roman number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 0 group. The group 1 to 7 has 2 subgroups, each called A subgroup and B subgroup. Group 8 has 3 rows of elements and 0 group has 1 row of element. The A subgroup elements are called normal elements, or we also call it as representative elements. The B subgroup elements are called transition elements. Lanthanides and actinides are called the inner transition elements. Clear students? When we talk about the modern periodic table, there are altogether 18 vertical columns. We can number it from 1 to 18. From 1 to 13 to 17 are the main group or the representative elements, and when we talk about 3 to 12, they are transition elements, and group 18 is the 0 group element, or we can also call it as noble gas elements. Now when we talk about group 1, that is 1A, we can also, somewhere you can see in the modern periodic table it is written group 1, or somewhere you may see it is 1A. So that is actually the alkali metals. What do you mean by alkali metals? The base which is soluble in water. So they form strong alkali with the water, and therefore they are known as alkali metal. Group 2 is called the alkaline earth metal. They are the weaker alkalis and basically found in earth crust. Okay. Now group 13 is called boron family because its first member is boron. Group 14 is called carbon family, being carbon a first member. Group 15 is called nitrogen family, or we can say nicogen family, because it forms poisonous gas. Group 16 is called the oxygen family, or it is also known as chalcogen family because it is the main constituent of the ore. Group 17 is called the halogens. They are the salt forming group. Group 18 it is the 0 group, or we can also call it as inert gas or noble gas. Okay. Now when we talk about some important things, the alkali metal are the most reactive metals, that is group 1 are the most reactive metal that occur, and they are vigorously reacts with water to produce hydrogen and an alkali solution. Similarly, group 17 are the most reactive non-metal. Remember student, group 1 are the most reactive metal, whereas the group 17 are the most reactive non-metal. So this non-metals are usually involved in forming salts when reacts with water metal. Okay. Now when we talk about elements, there are 2 more types of elements. We can call it as bridge element. Okay. Elements of the second period, remember students, elements of the second period show resemblance in properties with the elements of the next group of the third period, leading to a diagonal relationship. Such elements are called the bridge elements. For example, lithium and magnesium, beryllium and aluminium, boron and silicon, etc. Similarly, there is one more type of element called the typical element. The third period element, that is the sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine, they are actually summarize the properties of their respective groups, and therefore they are called the typical elements. Clear? When we talk about their valence shell, in group, they all constitute same valence electron, and therefore they show similarity in their chemical properties. Okay. Now, valence electron in a period. When we talk about valence electron in a period, what is the valence electron? In a period, the number of valence electron increases from 1 to 8, from left to right. When we talk about period, we will say across the period. Now, there is from left to right, and the number of shells remains same. You can see the example here. Lithium belonging to the second period, the configuration is 2 1 2, the beryllium 2 2, boron 2 3, carbon 2 4, nitrogen 2 5, oxygen 2 6, fluorine 2 8, fluorine 2 7 and neon 2 8. So what actually it is showing, the valence electrons are increasing from 1 to 8, but the shell remains same. Clear? But in a group, the number of valence electron is the same for all the elements, but the number of shell increases from top to bottom. Clear? Shells are increasing, but the valence electron remains same. In case of period, valence electron is increasing, but the shells are remaining same. Are you able to understand this point, students? Please note this. Okay. Here also you can see the electronic configuration. Clear? Now let us study the valency. When we talk about valency in a period, the valency of the element increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases from 4 to 0 from left to right. You can see the valency here. It is increasing from 1 to 4 and thereafter it is decreasing from 4 to 0. In a group, the valency, remember student, in a group the valency is the same for all the elements. You can see the valency of first group element, all are exhibiting 1. Clear? We will learn about some more trends in the next class. Clear, students? Thanks for watching.